Robin, you're not only a tennis player but also a tournament director. How do you like your new job?
I like it a lot, actually. I was when I got the question to start as a tournament director, I was actually pretty nervous because even though I come from this world as a tennis player, to work as a tournament director is something completely opposite. And I wasn't sure whether I was going to like it, and then whether I was going to be able to do it. But now, 8 months later, I really like it a lot.
And nobody's a natural. Did you have kind of a teacher that helped you start this new job?
Yeah, especially in the beginning, I had actually maybe 5 teachers, which was very good. I could first they went with me a week and they told me how everything worked. But then I could call them anytime I wanted to, and I called them a lot of times, and it was really good for me.
When I told my friends back in Switzerland that I will meet you for an interview, they all said, "Oh, I remember the semi-finals of French Open where he was playing against Rafa Nadal." We have this picture for you. What are your memories when you're thinking back of this day?
Well, of course it was a great day. I mean, that Grand Slam was actually the first time I was past the 4th round in any Grand Slam, so it was big for me. And everybody's talking about this match, which is of course something really big, but also I was so happy because I managed to win the match after and the match after that. So, to make it to your first Grand Slam final is something really big.
Oh yeah. For media, it was your breakthrough. For you personally, was it your breakthrough too?
I think so, yeah. Not only because of this match, but also because I finally made it past the 4th round in a Grand Slam, and that was something for me that I didn't achieve before. And I was playing well in the smaller tournaments, beating almost anybody, but I couldn't do it in the Grand Slam, and this was actually the first time I did it in a really big tournament, and that was a big change for me in my career.
Oh yeah, and after that you climbed up the world ranking to place number 4, and then it got difficult. You had this mononucleosis. How did it start?
Well, it actually started in Wimbledon. I remember it wasn't that bad, but I started to have a little sore throat and I had a little fever off and on. One day it was there, one day it was gone. And I didn't feel very well, but I managed to play in Wimbledon, losing in the 3rd round, and I really sensed that something was wrong. And then I went home, I took a week's rest, and all of a sudden I started to feel better again. So I played a tournament in Bostad in Sweden, which...
You won it!
Yeah, I played really well. But then after it came back really big, and I was very, very sick for a long time. Actually, the first 6 months was horrible. I was really tired. I couldn't even get out of bed some days, So it's been a very difficult time for me.
This heavy tiredness.
Yeah.
This must be horrible for a person that is used to move around.
Yeah,
all
of
the time.
course. And I was scared because I didn't know what was happening. It felt like from one day to another, my whole life changed. But then after, I met a lot of doctors, and then after like 6 months, I started to slowly feel a little bit better, and of course that gave me hope. And the thing is, even though it's been 3 years, I felt that I was a little bit better all the time, but it takes a lot of time and it's been so slow. But the thing is now, the last couple of 3-4 months actually, I started to play a little bit again, which is great, and I do feel much better. So, small steps, I really hope I can play much more again.
After this first half year of this mononucleosis, it was very heavy, and then afterwards, what happened? What could you do? What could you not do?
No, the thing is now I feel good like during my normal life, during the day, but it's still a little bit if I train and if I train hard, I still feel a little bit after, I get this tiredness again, I don't have the energy, and I don't recover very well still.
And so, is it comparable to having a depression if you're always tired, if you're always... you can't do your job?
No, well, I don't know how it is to having depression, but of course I was sad during a lot of times, but I was more like in my body. I was so tired, my head was fine, but I had no energy. I wanted to get up, I wanted to do things, but I was just too tired.
What helped you during these hard times?
Well, it really helped me to try to stay positive. It was really tough in the beginning, but as soon as I started to feel that I was improving, as soon as I started to feel I was a little bit better all the time, it was much easier to be more positive. And then of course after a year and a half we had a kid, which I already felt better, but that really helped me a lot, you know, to get something positive in my life and something else to think about. And I think that was really good for me.
We have a picture of Olivia. I think her daily laugh must have been great in these difficult times.
Oh yeah. This is when we went to vacation last year in France. Yeah, she's growing up fast. She turned, last Sunday she turned 2 already.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and we had a big party with all her friends. That was nice to see.
So that helps a lot to laugh a little bit. I mean, for a professional tennis player or for a professional sportsman, you're often impatient, you're demanding.
Yeah.
Did it change your character a little bit? What you
Sure, yeah, sure. I mean, in the beginning I was like, every day felt like a year. You know, I wanted to come back and I was thinking, oh, maybe next week I can play again, or maybe even next day. But then, you know, you learn to take it easier, and you know, you have to. And then, you know, you get a different perspective on time for sure.
Behind you they are playing. How hard is it for you to watch the guys play?
It's actually pretty hard. The thing is, you know, I worked so much during this week, so I didn't have time to watch too much tennis, which is maybe good. But I remember I was here watching Stockholm Open, I think it was in 2007, when I was injured in my wrist, and I felt, you know, well, I'm here, I can go watch some matches. And I remember I was sitting watching maybe 15 minutes, and then I went home because I couldn't do it. I wanted to be on court so much.
And what do you think? Do you still have hope to once come back?
Well, it's my dream for sure. You know, I played tennis since I was 4 years old. It's been a big part of my life. So of course I have a dream to come back. And also, you know, now when I had a kid, you know, Olivia, she never seen me play tennis. She didn't know what I was doing for my whole life, you know, traveling around. So it would be very nice to at least once show her what I did before she was born.
And in a tournament, and not only just playing a little bit with her.
Yeah, of course, you know, if I wanted to come back, I want to play professionally, and you know, it would be so good to be on a center court again and feel this pressure you always feel when you're going out playing big matches, which is, it could be hard sometimes because you have it a lot as a tennis player, but when you don't have it, you miss it also, because it's something that you can never have in a regular life, at least not for me. We
wish you all the luck for both of your jobs as a tournament director and as a player.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.